Hello YouTube, this is Those Who Stay, U of M, and this is my first headphone review ever, and as you can see, I am going to be reviewing the Audio-Technica ATH-m50x's. Aren't those glorious? And they don't look right, they look weird, and that's because these aren't the pads, these are the pads. These are Brainwave's HM5 pads that are replaced the stock pads with, and I'll get back to them later. Also, you might see this weird piece of plastic here. What is that? Well, I'll get to that too. Anyway, I've laid out everything that comes with it, so let's just talk about what comes with it. You get the headphones, obviously, with these pads already connected. As you can see, they have this little kind of cheap feeling rubbery, which all pads have this cheap feeling rubbery, so I'm not gonna like diss the pads in that regard. But yeah, rubbery, this is how they connect. They like slide into this little cavernous area. It's like right here. They just slide in right, oh, you can't see that, right here. And so they stay attached, but it comes with those headphones. The M50X comes with a coiled cable. Don't know how long it is. Look it up on Google. With this proprietary locking mechanism. So you slide it in like this, and then twist and wow, I'm terrible with the camera. Okay, twist and lock it like this. It's too hard to do with one hand. Then it has this long cable here. As you can see, this is all one cable. Super long. Same exact locking mechanism. The camera focuses, whatever. It has this shorter cable here, and this is important to show. These connectors are the same on the long. This connector is a little bit different. Oh wait, no. Sorry. These two connectors, the coiled and the long straight, are the same. And as you can see in this one, it has these threads on the end of it. Let's see if it'll focus. Okay. Maybe I'll just focus. Okay. Ew. Sorry about that. That was a crumb. Okay, and the reason why it has threads is because it also comes with this, which is a 3.5 to 6.5 6 inch. I don't know. Whatever. One for plugging into your amp. And it comes with this really nice carrying case. By case, I mean bag, pouch, pleather. Not particularly soft on the inside. It does feel like nice quality though. Anyway, these are my first good headphones. I would call them good headphones. Since I've gotten three or four different good headphones. But prior to these, I was using these. These do not come with the M50, but this is what I was using. These come with the Samsung Galaxy S3 phone. And they are not as good as the M50. So I'll throw those away. To say it lightly, they are not as good as the M50. Alright. So we talked about proprietary locking mechanism that goes in like this. And as you can see, mine just shoves in and it twists around. There's no lock. Why? Because I opened them up, I took the pads off, took out the driver, opened them up, and this was in there. This is the locking mechanism. It sits in there just like this, but inside, right underneath the connector. So you have to actually remove the cable connector thing, I don't know what it's called, that's inside there, and then unscrew the screws and take this out. And now, this no longer has a proprietary locking mechanism that's required for it anymore. So you can take any 2.5 millimeter connector that will fit inside this little hole, and it doesn't need to have their own little proprietary bullshit. It'll just go in. Why did I do that? Well, here's why. Like I said, I had the Samsung Galaxy S3, and I was using this cable. It's the short cable with it. I'll put this in there, and this cable, with this gigantic chunky plug, was put into my phone and then I would stick it in my pocket or whatever. This gigantic plug creates a huge lever arm for torque and torsion on the headphone jack on my phone. Long story short, the headphone jack of my phone stopped working. Done. Because of this cable. Prior to that, I was using... Sorry, I'm covering up the lens. I was using, switching hands, this one, which was on those earbuds. Let's compare the size difference. That's the size difference. Okay? This one is about twice the amount of torque, because torque is the length of the lever arm, because it's a 90-degree angle, so you don't have to worry about sine theta. So it's just the length of the lever arm times the force. So if you increase the lever arm by 2, that's twice the torque. Okay, now let me see that. So why did I remove this locking mechanism? Well, this is a V-moda cable. And this is the end point. It's much smaller. I'll show the comparison. It's much smaller. Again, about half the lever arm. And it's at an angle, 45-degree angle. So it's sine theta of 45, which reduces it even more. Theta would be 45 degrees instead of 90 degrees. So it reduces torque even more. So not only is it smaller lever arm, but you also have to take into account the angle, which is better. Okay? But I can't use this because here, where it connects to here, this is a 3.5 millimeter connector, whereas these headphones require a 2.5 millimeter. So you take this. Now you might say, hold on, I'm gonna put the phone down. You might say, well, that's chunky. That's going to create a lot of torque on here. Don't worry about it. It has this gigantic thing, so you can't torque it. A gigantic cylinder, like a barrel of a gun. So it just plugs in just like that. If you cause stress on here, what's going to break? This adapter is going to break. Not the headphones, the adapter. And why? Why do you care? Because the adapter's like $1. And you can replace them. I own 3. So the adapter goes in here. Now I have this nice braided cable made of Kevlar by V-moda. Beautiful. Perfect. It even has a remote. As you can recall, the short cable that it comes with its stupid-ass proprietary locking mechanism, has no remote. It's thick. It has a gigantic ass connector. It's terrible. Thank you. The M50, not the M50X, the M50, didn't come with a removable cable, and it wasn't portable at all. So what was their solution? The shittiest ass cable. Terrible. Anyway, back to the pads. Came with these pads. Too shallow. Too shallow, your ears touch the driver. They're not comfortable. They're too small of an opening. Too small. This is not big enough. Bam. Brainwaves ATH-m50s. 20 bucks. 20 bucks. These things are thick. Look at how thick they are. Bam. Now, here's an issue. If you're using these for portable, outside, outdoors, these are already chunky headphones. Look at them. They're chunky. With these pads, they stick out of your head a mile. You will look like an alien. So don't use these pads outside. But if you're using these inside, either get these. These will heat up because they're leather. They sell velour ones that are the same size-ish. Get those if you're going to just use them indoors. I got these because I just wanted... I have some open headphones that I'm going to use inside, so I wanted the isolation. These are very isolating. Velour is not, so always keep those things in mind. However, this is a headphone review. It's not talking about how to take a good headphone and make it great, which this is a great headphone right now. I'm going to adjust the padding too. Something about here. Because this... Here's the only negative now that I fixed everything that's wrong with these headphones. I literally just went through and said, this is everything that's wrong with these headphones except for one thing. The top here, you get a hot spot, like a little pain in the top of your head, because this headband is not pointed enough. Now this is actually bent, so a lot of the other reviews, if you're watching other reviews, theirs will be even flatter on top. I bent this a little to make it even more pointy, but basically all of the weight, and not to get back into physics, but the pressure is force over area. So if you increase the area that you're putting force on, there's less pressure. This has a very small area. You will feel all of the weight of these headphones right here when it's on your head. So that creates a lot more pressure. What they needed to do to design these headphones better is to spread out where it's touching your head. They need to make it maybe 2 points of contact here and here, like the Sennheiser HD-650s. They have an actual gap in the middle of their headphone padding right here so that it touches you here and here more. That's just more surface area for the pressure, for the force, downforce of, gravity. Anyway, I'm going to try to fix those later. But other than that, the sound of these are not a dark headphone. They're bassy. They have like 5 dB elevated bass, I'd say, around 60 hertz. So they're bassy, but they are not dark. They have treble. They have treble, and the mids, I would not say the mids are recessed. People have said, oh, they're V-shaped, they have recessed mids. I disagree. I think that they have maybe recessed mid-bass. Mid-bass is recessed. Great, I hate mid-bass. Mid-bass sucks. It makes the bass sound like bloomy and woolly. This doesn't have a woolly bass. It has good sub-bass. Oops, I zoomed. How do I unzoom? Whatever. Yeah. So the bass is good. Punchy, tight. They extend very well. Mid-bass is recessed. Mids, like the vocals, come out very well, especially female vocals. But male vocals too. Vocals are really good too. I do not believe vocals are recessed at all. These are not V-shaped, in my opinion. Treble, peaks, they can be sibilant sometimes in some tracks. I was listening to Sam Smith, and yes, he has a lisp because he's kind of gay, but anyway, he might be gay. I don't know if he's gay. Is he gay? He might actually be gay, but he has a gay voice. Sorry. Okay. I was listening to Sam Smith, and I heard sibilance and stridency from these headphones. Okay. So be warned. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't like ear piercing. It's not like a Bear Dynamic headphone. It's not, a Audio-Technica open headphone, like the AD-900s or something. Okay, it's not that. This isn't Bear Dynamic. This isn't like a Bear Dynamic BT880 or something, or 770 Pro or whatever. This is, I would say the treble is, I really like the treble on these, okay? I've only heard stridency in like a couple songs, so it's good. This is a good headphone. These ear pads, it doesn't have soundstage. Okay, these ear pads suck for soundstage. No soundstage with these. So with these, standard, if you're buying the stock from Amazon, from wherever, and it has these ear pads, there will be no soundstage. Might as well just throw in these IEMs right here, and you will get the same soundstage from these. It won't be as clear. These are not as clear as these, obviously. These sounded amazing. I cried when I first listened to these with these pads. It's still an amazing headphone, but the soundstage opens up like crazy with these. It's great. It's just great, great, great. Highly, 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 highly recommended. They swivel. They fold. Sorry. They fold. They're great. Build quality, good. I would say good. There's no metal on these headphones. I don't even think, is this metal? Right here? I don't know. There's very little metal. But they're not going to break on you. They're just not going to break. You'll be fine. Okay? I toss these around, as you can see, like I'm smacking them around. I bend the headband significantly. I twist it like crazy. I bend it in half, basically. It's fine. Like, they're good. Replace the cable. Replace the pads. And by replace the cable, I mean open them up, Don't be afraid you're not going to break them. Take this out. This is stupid. This never should have been made. This is a piece of shit. And I hate this. I hate this thing right here. This thing should never exist. So it's gone. I only have it because I might want to reinstall it if I ever go to sell these headphones. That's why I saved this. But anyway. The Audio-Technica ATH-m50x. Good headphone. Very good headphone.